Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my United Nations of Earth playthrough. So, a little bit of a slow start. The one decent planet we have found is blocked by a high-level anomaly. We have to research this first before we can colonize the planet. We do have a colony ship built. It is an Angola class, the UNS Crystal Palace. It is going to be waiting in docked until we find a world we can send it to. We have found an archaeological site, a target from orbit, that as soon as we get in our empire, this guy's going to gain a little bit of experience hitting Limsa, and then come back and get these two anomalies, and then do that archaeological dig, and by then hopefully he should be able to knock out that anomaly fairly quickly. We're doing a little bit of exploration. We have found no signs of intelligent life so far. We have just found remnants of previous intelligent life, and the fact that Earth is not the only thriving biosphere. Now, if you are enjoying this series and would like to see it continue, please leave a like or comment down below. If you have any questions or suggestions, comment them as well. I do read the comments and I value your input. And we're going to jump in here and see what we can do. Actually, I'm just thinking I might be better off building a space station right here and making it a trade hub and using changing Earth to a full shipyard. I don't know. I've got enough alloys to build another station already. I just don't know. I think Alpha Centauri might actually be a good place for a station. It's a good place I might want to protect. I don't know. I like to put my station, actually Bernard Star would be. I like to put my stations over where my colonies are going to be, because there is a building you can add that will boost automatic resettlement chance. So that means I have to do less micromanaging when colonies get really full. The surplus pops will just shift to other worlds. But we shall see. Earth is about to get research labs converted from commercial zones. 4 more months until I have another pop, which will end up being a clerk, because 2 clerks are going to be pulled up to be the researchers. Our stability is nice and high. We're almost getting the most resources from jobs. We got 94% pop approval rating. We are about halfway through the election. I mean, through the term, and our mandate was energy economics. We just need 20 a month in energy, which we already have a surplus of, and I can always kill my monthly trades and stop building up so much alloys. But now that the shipyard is available, let's actually go back to reinforcing our fleet. Now, rather than queuing up 2 of them, since it'll take 2 months anyway, let's go ahead and only have 1 queued up at a time. That way I have the additional alloys to do something else should I so choose. I'll just queue up another one, because I've only got 1 shipyard. It can only build 1 thing at a time right now. And let's check the victory conditions. Alright, I think we have dropped a few ranks. I think at the start we were like 12, or somewhere between 12 and 15. I've actually forgotten. I should have gone back and looked at that. But yeah, we're rank 16 now, which means there are 15 empires above us. It's been 5 years, so most of the other AIs with their economic benefits have had time to rise above us. That might be all the AI empires that started in the game. At least 2 fallen empires, and 11 to 22 was the number of non-fallen empires. So that means we have at least 2 fallen empires and at least 13, or I mean at least 11 regular empires. So we could have as many as 4 fallen empires, I think. Yes. We don't have the full 5, I don't think. Unless there is one empire that is still struggling below us. And this system I mean, Callan 4, a continental world, should have a primitive civilization on it because it doesn't have that icon on the galaxy map. We should get all of these technologies done this year. It'll be another year before we get another tradition. That's a very good mining system. Oh yeah. Alright, Siet, very small system. I mean, very barren system somewhat. Through hard work and experience, Shota Yoshida has developed new skills. He is now a biologist. That's my resilient leader. Now, you only can gain one trait when you level up. You cannot gain another trait when you level up if you've gained one already. If you already have 3 traits before you gain a trait through leveling, you cannot gain another. You can still gain traits through anomalies and events. You just cannot gain them from leveling after you've gained them once or have already hit 3 traits. And I believe I only have one other scientist who's gained a trait from leveling, and that was my engineering researcher. So these 2 can no longer gain a trait when leveling, but all the others are still eligible. Yeah, we have our second researcher, our second research facility now. So we have 4 researchers. It pulled a clerk, but we're going to get another one back next month. We still have decent stability and stuff. We did lose a little bit of amenities from it pulling those clerks. But we will be gaining a significant amount of research. And for some reason, it actually went up the number of months remaining. That is interesting, since we should have gained more research. Odd.
We have detected an anomaly.
On solar cells, we have found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship with an unusual design. We're not quite sure how its propulsion system works. Which planet was that? Oh, that's around the star, I believe. Yes, that's in orbit around the star. Let's go ahead and make another science ship. Oh, you don't have orders. Why didn't you? Oh, you always. I was waiting on influence. We'll get Alpha Centauri. And after Alpha Centauri, which way do I want to go?
System survey concluded.
I'm not sure yet. Alright, this Savannah world is a good size. It would be a decent generator world. And it has low gravity, which would make its habitability a little worse, but the building cost is cheaper. And Savannah worlds are rocky worlds dominated by dry, arid plains covered by a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. The small hydrosphere allows for brief wet seasons, but aside from a few ubiquitous grasses, vegetation is largely concentrated around shallow oases. Yeah, unfortunately this having a primitive civilization on it, I won't be able to colonize that world. If I was a more aggressive when it came to primitive civilizations, and I could like invade them with troops and get a free colonized world just from a troop ship. Alright, another asteroid heavy system.
We have detected an anomaly.
Another precursor one. This one's level 8. That is on an inhospitable rock in the Siet system. We'll leave that be for now. So we've got 2 level 8s and a level 10. That's 3 of the 6 anomalies we're going to need to locate the Cybrex's homeworld. Alright, so the Kelvin. Isn't my first ship the Kelvin? No, that was the Aldrin, the Azophi, the Lagrange, and the trade wind. So that is new. And I don't understand why it doesn't add it to the end of the list, why it keeps pushing back the trade wind to be later in the list. So the Kelvin is now 6. Let's see what leader we can recruit. We can recruit a Spark of Genius. Anomaly research speed. Alright, we are getting Ariana Marino. Or Ariana Marino. Now, she... Where is Ariana? Gets a bonus to research time, but she's only level 1. So we need to get her some levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this ship in orbit of that world. And I am going to swap out Shota with Ariana. Now you can do instantaneous travel between these when you're moving leaders around, which is a little bit of a suspension of disbelief. Since, you know, it would take my ship 3 months to get to here, but yet these two can swap positions instantaneously. We're going to put him back in this ship, and we're going to have him get ready to do the archaeological thing. After I get her about a level, I'm going to come back and get some of these anomalies. And she is going to be, because she has the bonus to anomaly research speed, she's going to be the one who goes back and gets these anomalies. Where is she? Yeah, because see, even though she is lower level, it would only take her about 6 months to research something. My highest, my level 2 guy would take, it'd only take her about 30 more days than it takes him. So if she gains another level, well, this guy, it would take her about double the time it would take the level 3. But when she gains another level, it'll get even better. So yeah, if I can get her some levels fairly quickly from surveying anomalies and stuff, or just doing surveys in general, she should be the one to knock out these. I need to get her levels fast. And I can build something else on Earth. I don't really need more jobs anytime soon. I need 3 years before this last job is filled up. I am going to go ahead and fill this slot with an autocathon monument. Now that's not going to do much for me right now other than a little 5% boost to Unity from jobs. But here on Earth, I am getting Unity from politicians, administrators, and entertainers now. All of that adds up. Right now my overall Unity output is 41 something. So a little 5% increase on that is still going to be a couple points of Unity. Yeah, 41.44, 5% on that would be at least 2 points of Unity. We have found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion similar to that of modern ships, the craft relied on large sails unfurled in the vacuum of space. Presumably, the ship harvested solar energy and drifted on the solar winds created by starlight. So we now have another archaeological site, Message in a Bottle, that when we can get to, we can send our archaeologists to excavate as well. So I guess after I get Alpha Centauri, I'm going to get Procyon and then Minkylinian, so that I will have another archaeological site to dig up. And I should probably go back to reinforcing this fleet now. I guess I can sell a little bit more food. Keep my money stockpiles high in case I need to do emergency purchases. Alright, mining stations and research stations. Now I think the star will probably be mining stations. So I can hit that, and yeah, it's going to start with Proxima Centauri B, which I believe I'm over. Then add the research stations. Now let's have a look. Yeah. No, you're going all the way to Proxima Centauri B. Oh, Alpha Centauri A has Anomaly over it, so, okay, but yeah, we'll go get that mining station first and then come back. Or actually, no. Cancel your orders. I want to get the research station first. Then that mining station, and then end with Proxima Centauri B. And then we go to Procyon. Yeah, getting 2 extra research in every field will help out a little bit. And yeah, it finally readjusted properly. So yeah, we're going to get our engineering research October 2nd and the others November 2nd. And now that we have this system, you are going to go straight there and start excavating that site. We are going to be checking out that target from orbit.
Research concluded.
Advanced instrumentation allows for the study and practical application of physical systems at nanometric scales. So we got nanomechanics. Now we have 4 options available, and powered exoskeletons is what I would really like to get, since that unlocks robotics. So we will grab that. I don't believe I have an industry specialist. No, materials is my only engineering researcher. And that's going to take 4 years. And it should drop down a little bit next month when I get the 5% research speed from physics. Yep, like I said, that was an indicator I was going to find a primitive civilization. We found the Helvan civilization. We've detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on Minkalinen 4 in the Minkalinen system. They've entered the early steam age, and there is clear evidence that they are beginning to make use of both vehicles and early factories powered by steam engines. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely, which I am going to do when I get the system, which should be shortly after I get Procyon. I'm going to move down there. Now let's take a look at this civilization. The Helvan civilization. We gotta let it advance a day for everything to pop up. There we go. They are fanatic xenophiles and egalitarians. This is a perfect species, and they're also continental. They would mesh well with us. Now they're resilient and conservationalist, so they're the opposite of us. We're wasteful. All right. So they are egalitarians and fanatic xenophiles. All right. Now, one thing is, I tend to be kind of prime directive when it comes to primitive civilizations. I take a non-interference policy for the most part. Even if it's a civilization that I would like to merge into my empire, I tend to just observe and watch their advancement. Now, later on, as the game progresses, that may change. I may suddenly decide I need more allies and enlighten certain civilizations to help me out if I feel that they would contribute to the galactic community, or if I feel like get up to the point where I can, what is the word, bioengineer things. I will sometimes infiltrate their society so that I can integrate them immediately rather than having to enlighten them and surrender the system to them. But yeah, as United Nations of Earth, I really don't enlighten a lot of species. I tend to just go prime directive and just observe, and that does kind of handicap me a little, but that's just the way I like to play United Nations of Earth for the most part.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Alright, so we got 2 techs and a tradition. Organizational circuitry, rerouting academic fervor. That's our administrative AI. And yeah, that knocked 5 more months off of our engineering research. So if you recall from my ship designs, they are all at 0 power. If I were to upgrade anything like shields or weapons, or add combat computers, they will need more power. I'd have to put in the reactor booster. So I want to research the fusion reactor. It also helps that it is a particles tech, isolating and utilizing particulate matter and phenomenon. And that is her specialty, or Marcus's specialty, sorry, not her. So we're going to research that next. It'll take about 5 years. Ancient warring tribes, historical nations in conflict, now unified in empire. We must not, will not crumble. So we've got our unification. That's what gave us enough unity to get the tradition. Now we can boost our edict fund, get society research from researchers, get population growth speed, or get the hydroponics farms. Now this is a dead-end tech. If I get this, this will be one less thing on the list. But I don't use these. Now it is part of the meta to mainly feed your empire through hydroponics. I don't tend to use them very much. I'm going for the genome mapping for the pop growth speed so that my population grows faster. Plus this is also a gateway to other things I want. Namely, the first building I like to have on colonies, which is the gene clinics. So this will take, because I am a biology specialist, and this is the science of life in its many forms and complexities, it'll take 4 years. So in about 4 years, we should have both powered exoskeletons and genome mapping. And then a year later, we should have our fusion power. Now we are going to get polytechnic education. In this age of increasingly advanced technology, a basic education in polytechnics and applied science will benefit all of our citizens. This will inevitably lead to a more qualified leaders. This boosts our leader experience gain, which is really useful right now because I'm trying to level people up to get high-level anomalies. Also boost our leader cap by another 1. Now that's all leaders. So all of my other leaders, my governors, my admirals, and my generals can now go to level 6. And my scientists can now go to level 8.
We have detected an anomaly.
There is our 4th one. It's another level 10. And it's on an asteroid. We'll leave that be for now. So we found 4 of the 6. We just need to be able to research them in a reasonable time frame. The scientific community on Earth is excited to receive the report on intelligent alien life. They may not be capable of spaceflight, but the aliens of Minkalinen 4 are quantifiably intelligent, and their society shows all the hallmarks of a moderately advanced culture. Prominent xenologists note that this is an excellent opportunity to study a society perhaps not unlike the ones we have previously only found ancient remains of. It's also curious that they inhabit the same world type as us, the continental. So we have found continental and tropical. We need an ocean world to have all the wet worlds. And we have found one of the dry worlds, a savanna.
We have detected an anomaly.
There is our 5th precursor one we need. It is only level 7. No, it's level 8. It's on an inhospitable rock. Leave it be for now. Is that the 2nd one we found in there? Yes, there are 2 in this system. So we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. We just need 1 more, and we have all of the anomalies we need to locate the Cybrex. But we still have to research them, and these level 10s will take a while. Oh, I forgot to run my campaigns. Education campaign. Back to school. By momentarily spending resources to promote higher education programs among our leaders, their skill will improve at a faster rate. I should have been running this as soon as I got the tech. It's costing me 23 energy credits, so I'm going to have to adjust my spending. Let's go ahead and kick this back. 3, I think, would be enough. Actually, let's go ahead and kick it back 4. Now that we have the we have even more XP gain. Yeah, we're getting 25 from the education campaign and 25 from the Polytechnic education. We're getting 50% more experience. We should be leveling a little faster.
System survey concluded.
All right, where do I want to go from here? Let's go there, then there, then here. And it looks like that's going to loop around. Actually, change of plans. Let's go hit that system, come back and hit this one, then grab this one and this one, and then loop around this way. Because I believe that's going to connect there, and then we can go hit those two and then loop back and check that one probably.
System survey concluded.
Yep, we have Minkalinen surveyed, so we can claim it. So now I'm just going to sweep up this way with that guy. All right, now a little bit about the way they do this. Each phase takes 90 days. Now, if you have a scientist who is an archaeologist, they get plus 25 to their speed. It doesn't change the visual number you see here. It will still say 90 days. But you'll notice as they're going along that the progress drops faster. It actually ends up taking less than 90 days. It's like every 3 days you get a free fourth. But the way they do this is you roll a d10. You add your skill bonus and your clues and subtract the difficulty. And you need to get a 14 or greater. So with your skill bonus completely knocking out your difficulty, you would still need 4 clues to be able to get that. Right now, before the dice roll, we're at -2. So we need to get at least a 14. So we would need at least 4. We need 6 clues to be able to get a breakthrough on this. So every time this ends a phase, it rolls the dice. And if I roll a 5 or less, I get nothing. If my end result is 6 to 10, I'll get 1 clue. 11 to 13, I'll get 2. 14 or higher, I'll get a breakthrough. Now, Archaeology uses a very similar system to First Contact and to Espionage. The target numbers are a little different. Like in First Contact, you don't need to break 14 with your result. You need to get 10 or higher. And as long as you don't get a negative number, you're gaining clues. But I don't know the exact thresholds, like what gives you 1 clue and what gives you multiples. Espionage, I'm not familiar on the numbers at all, but they all use a similar system, but the only one you get to see your rolls on is Archaeology. And at the end of each of these stages, no matter what I roll, this guy's going to gain a little bit of experience. So right now he's at 33, 16 days, it will do the roll, which will be about the 20th, and he gained 15 experience. So he gains a little bit of experience each phase, regardless of his roll. He ended up rolling a 0 and got nothing. I kind of wish they'd give you the breakdown on the espionage and everything else, but they only really show you the rolls on the archaeology. I'm going to sell another 100 food.
System survey concluded.
Alright, after you get that system, go get this corner, go up there, and then go to there.
System survey concluded.
Alright, you have no orders, you're still only level 1. I'm going to go ahead and have you survey this system. We're getting to the Little Ghost Nebula this way. Alright, I think I've got enough time to build up, because I've still got 2 more stations to build. Well, no, 1 more. My construction ship's about 10%, and I'll be done with that. But I'm going to go ahead and reinforce another ship here. United Nations of Earth has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars. Despite their intentions being unknown and potentially even hostile, The atmosphere on Earth following the report from our contact fleet can best be described as rapturous. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Avalam system. For now, we have codenamed them Changelings until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. Alright, I see no aliens in here. So that means we've run into a species that has better sensors than us and is most likely a system away and is detecting us. So let's go ahead and assign an envoy to get first contact. We'll assign Soda Fujita. And it's going to take a little bit. We need 5 more insights or skill points. So we've got to balance out the difficulty before we can have a breakthrough. Now, if this is anything but another empire, if it's a spaceborne entity, if it is a enclave, or if it is marauders, there are only 3 stages. If it is another empire, there are 4 stages I'm going to have to go through. The second stage will let me know what I'm dealing with, whether it's a marauder or a spaceborne empire or whatever. We've got an archaeological site over here, robot debris. I'm not going to bother reading this unless I can get it in my empire, because if I'm close to another empire and they grab it first, I won't be able to excavate it. So we will worry about only about the ones that I can interact with. Oh, we went that way. All right.
Anomalous readings registered.
Another sign of precursor activity. This one would take him 900 days. We will leave that bay for now. That is our last precursor anomaly we needed to find. So now we have all 6. We just have to end up researching them. We have caught neither sight nor sound of the changelings for some time now. Our researchers find they have little information to go on and worry that the trail may have gone cold. Now this is just one of the events that can happen. It has not progressed me a stage yet. It's just going to wipe out 2 insights, which I probably were the only 2 I'd had so far. So that's slowing down my progress with the first contact with a bad event. See, I still need 3 months, or at least 2 months, to have the influence. I think it's going to take me at least 3 months to get to Procyon. I can go ahead and reinforce his fleet again, I believe. I can always cancel the ship if it turns out I need the alloys.
We have detected an anomaly.
An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function.
Construction completed.
Alright, now he's on his way to Procyon. It will take 4 months to get there. I will have the alloys by the time I get there. Alright, she still hasn't gotten her level. So let's go ahead and survey this system. We've discovered an abandoned solar cell ship in orbit around Cothium 7. The Sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a huge tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. That knocked over a year off of our exoskeletons. Alright, we've got an encounter with another entity we've called the Changelings. That's 2 people we're calling Changelings. Come and get some different names. Now this is an enclave, I can already tell because there's a station here. And I could probably identify the enclave. Alright, that is purple. That is going to be the Artisan troupe, which is my favorite enclave to find early on because they are a source of influence. So we will send Julianne Sullivan to contact them. And I don't understand why it picked changelings twice. Oh, the aliens have finally shown up here. Let's have a look at them. That's a constructor. They're claiming this system. So I'm kind of wasting my time surveying, but I'll go ahead and finish the last survey for the experience because I should finish it before they claim. But yeah, we're not going to be able to progress much that way. I would like to get... Actually, I'm fine, I think, where I am. I'm going to get Korriban. I could get Berkamar, but if these guys want to expand this way, that's fine. I can't colonize that. I can research that anomaly, whether it's in my borders or not. I haven't seen anything over here I really want, and I would rather progress this way for now, because I want to get this archaeological site, this primitive civilization, and this enclave in my borders. Alright, no new technology this year. Yeah, what I like to do at the first of the year, and it's usually more involved when I have more colonies, is I like to see if I'm getting any technology that year, if I'm getting my tradition this year, and it should be around the end of the year. If I have made contacts, I'll check relations. Other than that, I will sweep through. And I forgot to see, that's going to take 28 months now. This is going to take 33. I can still wait on that. I usually go through all my colonies to see if I need to add anything to the queue. Basically, if they need more jobs and how quickly the population is growing. It's going to be a year before I get this guy. He's going to fill the last job, and then I'll have time to queue up more jobs after. I really don't like to overbuild when I don't have a source of migration. So that's pretty much my start of turn crap. It'll be more involved when I have multiple colonies. And so far, I have been in a rather piss-poor area. I've gotten one really good world, and I can't colonize it because of the damn high-level anomaly. Other than that, I've got a primitive civilization blocking my other really good world. And I've got a crappy world. Now, there is a danger to me being near this first contact with my ship. If this is an aggressive species, they have options to like do things, attack my science ship to try and get more progress toward the first contact if I'm within one jump of the first contact marker. So after I finish this system and head over this way, if I can get through that one quick, my science ship should be safe from that point on. But right now, if this is an aggressive species, I am risking losing my science ship by not jetting out of there right now. And I actually think, let's see, 33 months. Now, I'm actually going to be more than 28 because right now it's counting my output as having the biology bonus. So it probably will be more than 28 months, but I think we can still hold off on this because I think all this really gives us is another edict, which I probably don't have the edict fund to launch right now. So we'll hold off on that and just keep progressing our actual technology. That looks like it's in a nebula, but it's not. And I love the scenery in this game. That is just so beautiful. Those distant clouds. That's in the Little Ghost Nebula. Yeah, the Little Ghost Nebula starts through here. So this is just the outskirts of the Little Ghost Nebula. During its survey of Ophelos B4A, the UNS Lagrange discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Zro. It is an extremely rare aerosol of exotic particles that appears to have been deposited here through a meteor impact. But its true origin is a mystery. If ingested by psionically gifted individuals, this aerosol should act as a very potent and potentially addictive drug that enhances psi abilities. Now, it kind of bugs me that psionics is tied heavily with spirituality. I like the idea of scientific psionics, but it being tied to spirituality, they really don't like robots. How close are you to being done? You still haven't surveyed that? Oh, you're going to survey that one. You may not make it before he finishes this. Let's see his progress. Oh, you just started. No, you're just about done. Now, what type of ship is that? I don't really know a lot about the models to be able to look at it and see, so I'm not sure who this is. Who leveled? My society researcher. Yeah, he's just about done. I don't think I'm going to make it before he completes it. Okay, so I think he just claimed the system. No, not quite. It's not popped up yet. But this will be a good judge. I don't think I can find an anomaly on this if he claims the system before I finish, but it'll be a good... Yeah, he just claimed it. This will be a good judge as to whether or not I get experience. I'm at 177. I'll come back and check it after I leave that system and see if I gain the experience for the survey. Which changeling is this? Our sensors have detected a particularly clear repeating signal from the changelings that seems to offer our linguists excellent material for codifying their language. They are optimistic that we will be able to make some significant progress on the back of this stroke of luck. So that gives us 2 insights. And that was the same one that we hadn't seen a hair of in a while, so that balanced out that bad event. Let's see if he gains experience surveying something in somebody else's system.
System survey
Yes.
concluded.
So you still gain experience for the surveys, but there's no chance of finding an anomaly. But that's their system now. So we're going to move out of here and just proceed searching that way. If it turns out that there's just an empire that's basically
Anomalous readings registered.
choked off there, I'm probably going to turn this guy around. A small cargo pod has been left adrift in space above this gas giant. It has been captured by the planet's gravity well and will eventually be pulled into the atmosphere. Alright. This, you get, the second stage is usually the same depending on the type you get, but there are several variations for contacting an empire. With this one, I encountered their outpost before I encountered a ship. So basically it was their outpost in this system that detected me, and that's the reason we get this particular pop-up. We have detected a significant changeling's presence in the Avalam system. Although there are no inhabited planets as far as we can tell, a large space installation of some sort orbits the system's primary star. Our elected officials have informed the public that we have most likely stumbled upon an outpost belonging to a previously unknown interstellar civilization. Before we can communicate with them, we'll need to translate their language. So that's stage 2. If you encounter an outpost, there's a different stage 2 if you encounter a ship, and a different one if you encounter a colonized planet first. But other than that, all encounters with an empire will have a very similar stage 2.
Construction completed.
Alright, build your mining station and then go to that system. Go ahead and reinforce the fleet again.
We have detected an anomaly.
Although Ophilos B2 appears to be totally desolate and devoid of life, our scanners have picked up an encrypted signal emanating from it. Now, she researches really damn fast. That would take everybody else 100 days. She knocked off 24. So if I can get her get more levels, she could knock these out pretty well. Right now, it would take her 4 months to do the level 3. It would take her almost 7 months to do a level 4. To do a level 8 would still take her over 2 years. Oh, he's already over here. Oh, this system's going to take a while. And it looks like he just finished surveying this and is on the way out. Or is that another constructor? No, that's a science ship. There's a lot of things to survey in this system. Now, one thing I could be doing while I'm waiting on the first contact is I could be tearing through their systems looking for habitable worlds to survey, but I think I've still got enough directions I can go. I might be able to find what I need. Once UNS Aldrin got close enough to scan the cargo pod, it was assumed that the sensors were malfunctioning. The pod is built out of the exact same alloy we ourselves use for space-bound structures. The likelihood that some alien beings would come up with this exact mixture is beyond unlikely. Yet after recalibrating the scanners, the same results appeared. Upon opening the pod, the only thing that greeted us was a collection of documents detailing exactly where we should assign each of our scientists and what they should study for 10 years forward. Alright, if it's too unnerving, we can gain a chunk of Unity. If we send the notes back to Earth, we will gain a bonus to research speed, but a penalty to Unity. I'm going to do that. I can take a 5% penalty to monthly Unity. I'm getting a +5 for having completed planetary unification. So they'll cancel each other out. And the 5% research speed is much more useful to me, because that will knock some time off of my researches. Having decrypted the signal, Ariana Marino was astonished to discover it was broadcasting in an archaic form of one of the main human languages, speaking in these, thous, and whenceforths. It appears to be reciting one of the lost works of William Shakespeare, a renowned human playwright who lived some 600 years ago. It appears that the broadcasting device, a simple satellite dish protected by a small shelter, is the only non-natural structure on the planet. There is no hint as to who left it there or why, but by going by the wear and tear on evidence, it must have been there since shortly after the play was first written, long before humans learned the secrets of space travel. We can only assume it was left there by ancient visitors to Earth who took a liking to the play and decided to pay our species a strange and unexpected tribute. Well, we can disseminate that across the nation for Unity. This one I like better. A gift. We must find a way to thank our mysterious benefactors. Now, I can only choose this because I'm a xenophile. It gives +10 happiness for 5 years and +100 xenophile ethics attraction. Now, I don't have my factions yet, but I like the xenophile faction the most. It's the easiest to keep happy. So we found that over here at the entrance to the nebula. So whoever lives in this nebula visited us before and liked Shakespeare.
Construction completed.
Alright, we're headed to the, what am I missing? Influence. I need about 40 more points of influence. That'll take a while. So I'll be able to reinforce another ship, most likely, and have this fleet up to 12.
System survey concluded.
Montgomery Scott gained a level. Alright, this is the stage 2 whenever you encounter an enclave. They're all the same. We have picked up readings of unknown nature. The signals seem to follow some kind of repeating syntax which could indicate sapient origin. It should be investigated further. They seem to be concentrated around a single space station, though it is unclear whether this forms part of a larger spacefaring civilization. I just realized there's nothing to put stations over here. There is no resources. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and build another district on Earth. We can pull some clerks out to do it. Because we are drawing toward the end of our election cycle. We've got only a couple of years left. And my I was doing energy economics. I need a surplus of energy credits. So we need to build another generator district here on Earth. We need to make sure we have our surplus of energy credits.
Anomalous readings registered.
A large amount of ship debris can be found in orbit around this planet, possibly the remains of some kind of massive fleet action. Now that's over here. She's not near leveling. I will go ahead and have her research this. It'll take 7 months, or 6.5. But that'll also give her a chunk of experience, and that's one that I don't want to have to come back over here to take care of. Yeah, after she does that and surveys the rest of this system, hopefully she'll have another level soon. Alright, now that I've got the full 12 ships of the missile boats I wanted in this fleet, I'm going to add another ship design. I'm going to add my Pickets, and I want 8 of them. Because I like mixed design fleets. Later, when I have multiple ship classes, sometimes I will make all of my corvettes one type. But right now, while all I have are corvettes, I like having a mix of classes in there. So this fleet will be missile boats and Pickets. They'll be pretty good for taking out outpost if I have to. The 8 Pickets will neutralize the missile launchers, and I have a bunch of missiles that will tear them up. Oh, we have another planet, a Savannah world over here. Well, we can't really colonize a Savannah, but it's another world type over here. That'll be our 3rd planet for our habitable world survey. Alright, now we're going to grab databank uplinks. High-capacity quantum bands dedicated to databank transfers make possible virtually completely synchronous research operations across vast distances. This gives us research subsidies and boosts our research station output and any starbase constructions that do research. And now we get one more and we will have completed our first tradition and get our first ascension perk. Now as far as stations, we're getting about two. We're not getting much, and we're actually getting mainly engineering, which is good. We're not getting much from stations, so that's not going to be a huge output increase. Now the research subsidies would cost a chunk of Unity, and that would bleed over and pretty much shut down our Unity gain. So I can't run this right now. It gives us 10% to our researcher output, which will be 0.4 research of every type per month. But it ups their energy credit upkeep by 1.
System survey concluded.
Alright, so we finished that system.
Anomalous readings registered.
Unusual readings suggest there may be more to this desolate world than meets the eye. That's only a level above him, so he will research that. Tomb world, huh? Which world is that? It's a barren world. He's almost done with that system, and then he'll be far enough away from the
Knowledge
changelings
is the key to
that
the
I shouldn't
universe.
have to worry about him. Wearing a powered exoskeleton suit augments the user's strength and speed. The military applications are obvious, but it will also increase labor efficiency. And perfect! Robotic workers has shown up. That's the one I really wanted. So we're going to go ahead and research this. It'll take 5 years. But then we will have access to robots when we can finally establish a colony. I still need 3 months. I think I can go ahead and let's actually churn out a second constructor. So we can at least maybe grab a few systems this way and possibly get this one in our empire before they get to it. Just to be sure that we can get to it, just in case this is an empire that ends up closing its borders to us. Almost done investigating that anomaly. Down we go. At the very heart of the formation lies an overgrown processional entrance, leading deep underground. Choked with vegetation and half buried in rubble from some tectonic shift ages past, the going is very hard, and clearing the passageway will be quite an undertaking. Oh, the difficulty dropped. The first chapter was difficulty 4. And one thing, you can always go back and click on previous ones after you've, and basically to see what they say. I was correct. That was the Artisan troupe. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the independent space station of the Artisan troupe. Alright, that gave me a chunk of influence.
An alien nation is hailing us.
Headmaster Eyes of Aquamarine. They are Mythfell is their species. Natural engineers, talented, enduring, and weak. A visitor! This is a joyous occasion indeed. Oh, forgive my manners. I believe introductions are in order. We are the Artisan troupe. Our members have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of art, music, and culture, and all the other things which make existence bearable to a sapient being. Please, if you would like to share in the wonder of our creations, do not hesitate to contact us. Now, I'll contact them on the first of the year. I like to do these deals with the enclaves on like January, so they last a full 10 years, and I like to stagger the years when I do them so I'm not like renewing a whole bunch at once. So I might actually wait until 2210 to do a deal with them. Alright, Earth is about done with its construction, and
Situation log has been updated.
I want to make sure it pulls the right people for it. Interesting. Okay. Signs of battle. There's clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Ophilos Prime at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapon blasts, and scans from the UNS Lagrange have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though the wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Ariana Marino is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, so I'm going to hold down Control and Shift. So before she moves away from here, she is going to research that project. It'll take 6 months. Before we developed faster-than-light travel, several sublight exploration probes were dispatched from Earth at near-relativistic speeds towards nearby systems. The scientists who developed the probes naively included sensitive information about our culture in their memory cores as a form of greeting to alien civilizations. It has now been realized that this data could potentially be used against us. We need to track down these probes before they are found by someone or something unsympathetic to our species. So this begins the Sublight Exploration Probes event chain. Now what that is going to do is give us several locations to search. Caravan. We've already been there actually. Manward. We haven't been there yet. Minkalinen. We've got something in that system. And Robotics. Alright, so this way over where she is are two. There's one back at Caravan. And there's one over here at Minkalinen. So we should be able to get to all of these. I'm actually going to send my fleet to check out this one. My constructor is already in the system with this one. And let's go ahead and have him start building a starbase. I still need 30 alloys. It'll take a couple months. Of course, I could... Yeah, let's cancel that constructor. Even though it was 9 days away from being done, go ahead and start building an outpost there. I'll start up a new constructor shortly. As a matter of fact, next month I can restart up a constructor.
System survey concluded.
Alright, good. We finished that system. We can move out of there to here and then just resume our surveys and be far enough away from the first contact. We should not have any bad things happen to us. And I forgot to go to Earth and make sure... Yeah, it did not move clerks over. It's going to be 2 years before we get more people, so I'm going to close out 2 clerk jobs so that it will push them over to be technicians, because I would rather have the full lot of technicians and be getting more income than have a little bit of trade and a little bit of amenities, especially since amenities are not a huge issue on Earth right now. Now they are 3.5 months away from getting to Caravan and investigating the first Sublight probe. And actually you should, if you can, on these situation logs, do them in the order they appear here. Unfortunately, Manward, the second one, is here, so I would have to go through Robotics first to get to it. But usually it's more interesting if you go through the order they do, because they're usually keyed to where when you get to this one, something else happens. And they escalate, basically. And even though I'm in this system, it's not triggering because I was already there. It's going to wait till somebody else comes in, which is good. I don't want my constructor ship to be the one who does it, just in case it's hostile. Primordial soup. Nestled in sheltered pockets across VUM 2's surface is a rich sludge of simple organic compounds that our researchers believe could be a hotbed for abiogenesis. The spontaneous formation of organic life from lifeless matter. VUM 2 has an unusually thick atmosphere for a barren world, which could make it hospitable for simple life forms. Although this presents a unique opportunity to study what could be the early stages of the origin of life, it would be best to set our expectations low, as it still may be millions of years before life evolves naturally on VUM 2, if at all. Now, does that make it? No, it is not a terraforming candidate, despite that fact. Pity.
Construction completed.
Alright, so this constructor, I will now make number 8. You are going to Gosok. My new constructor is now 9. You are going to Berkimar. A sensor sweep from the UNS Falcon has revealed one of our Sublight probes in the Caravan system, but it seems to have been altered somehow. Modifications of an alien origin have been attached to its hull, and the probe's inner signature is far greater than it should be. We are receiving a transmission from it. Static burst. Are you the makers? Yes, we made you.
Situation log has been updated.
Then you shall die. Uh-huh. You are very weak as shit. You have decent hull points, but very little armor. I don't know what weapons you have, but, dude, I've got a fleet with 10 times your capacity here. You gonna die. Let's see, we got the Kingfish, the Kestrel, the Yaninga, the Saracen, the Kodiak, the Gordaferid, the Druid, the Killage, the Fulmar, the Falcon, the Boyington, and the Thatch.
Engaging hostile forces.
Space probe modified. It's a DS-47 class. Oh, that hurt. But we did just blow it up. Little remains of the strange alien modification that our missing Sublight probe had been subjected to. But we did manage to collect some valuable engineering data from the wreckage. Its memory bank was also salvaged, and from it we have extracted survey data of the entire caravan system. Well, we've already surveyed this one. But we get, survey data collected for every planet in the system, and we gain engineering research. Now, weapon used was a unidentified energy emitter that just went straight to my armor. Didn't do a whole lot. 62 damage. I was able to survive that pretty well. We didn't evade. It missed a quarter of its shots. We missed a fifth of our shots, and it evaded 17%. But we got it. But we're a little damaged, so we are going to return to the starbase for repairs. Our attempts to learn more about the changelings have so far been in vain. While we were easily able to ascertain that they clearly form part of a technologically advanced alien civilization, further facts have proven elusive, as they seem to be going to considerable effort to prevent us and any other eavesdroppers from intercepting any signals from them. We have therefore only managed to intercept small fragments of the language so far. However, from glimpses we have gleaned, our linguists are confident that they will be able to decipher their communication if we can just acquire a greater sample size. So this stage 3 means they are on an isolationist stance, I believe. Hostile or isolationist. They kind of try not to be contacted. They have higher difficulty. And you get this one when they're hostile, when they're basically trying not to be contacted. So yeah, they are hostile. It's a good thing I'm not staying near that contact so that they can't blow up my ship. Alright, so we're going to return back, and then I guess we will be the ones to investigate that one when this ship leaves. Now, we have to go with science ships to these two, as they're unexplored, and you cannot send military vessels into an unexplored area. They have to have been explored by a science ship first. There is another way to make them explored, and that is like building a outpost near them, explores every system it connects to, or having upgraded sensors will show up the next system. Oh, we got another planet here. An ocean world. That will be the last of the wet worlds. And that's one I can inhabit. So, I actually need to expand this way to get a colony. So instead of going there, I want you to go to Sirius. After I get to Sirius, I will go there and then there so that I can have a colony.
The special project has concluded.
The team under scientist Ariana Marino has finished their expedition on Ophilis Prime and returned to the UNS Lagrange. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface of the planet proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of these vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years, and there are yet things to discover. A permanent science outpost in orbit would be of great boon to our starship engineering efforts. She gains 200 experience. Excellent. And it makes it an engineering site and gives us a chunk of engineering experience. She gained a level out of that. So she's now level 3. I think when she finishes this, I may... Let's see, what does that put her on exploring this one? Under 2 years on level 10. No, that's a level 8. The level 10 would take 4 years. Yeah, 4 years for level 10, under 2 for the level 8s. Yeah, I think I will still push to get finish surveying out this way and go ahead and get these last 2 probes. Oh, we finished the survey of the ocean world. Size 16, not bad. Good generator world, better than mining or agriculture. No discernible features. Rocky world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and a significant hydrosphere. Oceans cover more than 90% of the surface, with scattered islands making up the remaining percentage. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this fleet once. Keep building it up, because the higher I get my fleet size, the more influence I'm going to be earning per turn from my power projection. Alright, after you finish that system, go ahead and survey this way. And I guess then we'll check out these 2 systems. Now, one thing about this probe one, every one of these probes I interact with will give me a free survey of that system when I complete it. In a way, it kind of sucks because you don't get chances for anomalies and you don't get experience for your scientists getting the free survey. So if I have the opportunity, like if it ends up being a project I have to check out in the system, I will survey the system before I would deal with the project and do the survey on my own to get the chance for experience and the chance for anomalies. I much prefer when the probes pop up in systems I've already explored or at least surveyed. First fleet is repaired. I'm going to go ahead now that it is repaired and send it to this system. The Amber Puzzle Box. Once past the collapsed entrance, a tunnel bores deep into the earth. Architecturally flawless despite its age. Kilometers down, it opens into a massive, perfectly spherical chamber. Floating in a suspension field at the very center is an inscrutable alien device. A semi-opaque, amber-tinted cube with intricate alien patterns inscribed on all 6 sides. Touching the inscriptions causes rhythmic pulses of light to be emitted from the cube. There's no trace of any known language, code, or mathematical equation in the chamber or on the puzzle box itself. But it is fairly safe to assume that the box is a riddle of some kind. So we found an alien Rubik's Cube. You know what, after you finish that, this is actually a level 4 anomaly. You should be able to knock it out fairly quickly. You've got to pass by it anyway. After you finish that, research that anomaly, and then head down here and excavate that site. Oh, and I did forget there is something back there. Back up. Alright, I'm headed that way to Sirius, but I'm going to interrupt my order, turn around, and go back. Because I forgot to build the observation post over the primitives.
Anomalous readings registered.
The material composition of this asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It has likely a different origin than the other bodies in this asteroid belt, and should be investigated more closely. Alright, I can go ahead and build an outpost here. And then we'll push on to Kahini's. I might grab Breglar, even though it's a Savannah world I can't use. It does have trade value in it. Or I might push up this way to cut them off that way. I don't know yet. It depends on what happens when in the next 4 days when I see what's in here. Temporal decay. I love the black holes.
Research concluded.
Mapping the genome of an individual through sequencing of their DNA opens up for tailored medical treatments and therapies. And there's the gene clinics. That's the building I wanted. I want that for my first colony. It boosts habitability and amenities and population growth. Now, the boost they give to amenities is better than the default colonist job, so I generally shut down the colonist job and just have them working as medical workers. And it'll take 5 years to get that. And I'm going to go ahead and research that before I go back and translate the warrior text. Because I want to make sure I have that by the time my first colony is up and running. Fossils from what appear to be several species of aquatic animals have been found on the barren and airless surface of X-12-399. There are indications that the surrounding asteroid belt was created from the remains of a shattered planet, and these findings seem to confirm that theory. Judging by the fossils, the planet supported life and was at least partially covered by water. These are ice asteroids. Alright, so that gave us a chunk of society research. That actually knocked this down to 2.5 years from 5 years. Excellent. The delight of the unknown. As we began to pick up more and more visual images of the aliens known as the Changelings, it was inevitable that these would eventually be leaked to the wider public. Their appearance has proven delightful to the United Nations of Earth public, who are now impatient to make closer acquaintances with these aliens. So that gives us more xenophile ethics attraction for the next 10 years. So apparently we think these are cute little bugs. Okay.
Construction completed.
Alright, build that mining station. Do I want to get Breglar? Because right now, he's not in there. I could see him if he was. Or do I want to push this way? Yeah, let's get Breglar. Let's move in here and see if I can start building there before he can. Oh, we have a planet over here in Chikris. It's an alpine world. So now we have savanna and alpine. We're missing Arctic, tundra, desert, and arid. We're missing 4 world types. So this alpine world does have crystal mines on it. It has a crystal forest. Nice, but it's a rather small world. Alright, I want the fleet to go in first, so I'm going to interrupt your regularly scheduled program by telling you to head back this way, because that'll give the fleet the time to get ahead of you. A little bit of unnecessary delay to their travel. Alright, 9 months before I get another pop. We are 2 months away from the end of our term. And we do not meet the criteria right now. Our trade is low because we don't have as much, as many clerks working. I could finagle that a little bit by, let's shift out a farmer to work as a clerk and see what that does to my monthly income next month. That should jump it up enough to where when she completes her term, we have succeeded at her mandate. Who's this? Well, we found one of his scientists. Well, that's a science vessel, not a constructor. So you are a science vessel. You have not finished surveying this system yet. So I can get Breglar and then come over here. Let's go ahead and reinforce this fleet again.
System survey concluded.
Actually, we're 6 months away from a fusion reactor. Let us cancel that queued up ship. I want to wait until I get the fusion reactor before I reinforce more. Alright, we've surveyed that system. And Ignacio is now level 4. It would take him under 2 years to do that one.
Construction completed.
Alright, we are going to go for Breglar. It's going to take me 3 months to get over there. I need a while to get influence. How close am I? I have a chance for breakthrough. And I would get an influence bonus if I get a breakthrough here.
System survey concluded.
So I'm now 30% away from it. I mean, 30% chance of it. So hopefully within the next few months I can get a breakthrough, get my influence boost, and be able to start on the construction there. UNS Fulmar has detected a massive subspace anomaly in the Minkalinin system. It appears to be centered on one of our missing Sublight probes.
Situation log has been updated.
Holy crap, look at that fleet strength. It's a void cloud. Oh my god, I don't think I can handle it. 2,000 shields, 2,000 hull. It's got no armor. My missiles will ignore its shields and really start hammering that armor. But I don't think my fleet is strong enough right now, although I do have the station to help. Let's head
Our
to the
station is under assault.
Alright, that canceled his orders to come in and build an outpost. Let's set him to passive and tell him to go ahead and build that observation post. Because I think I'm going to win this fight. This thing is already going after my station, so it's distracted on my station. And we are in the process of a new election. So it's been 10 years, or 5 total for this episode, but it's been we're 10 years into the game. We're going to call this an episode here, leave us on a cliffhanger, and actually I'm probably going to Alt F4 out of the game and come back so that we start the next episode on January 1st. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.